good afternoon, or good evening from wherever of the part of the world you're watching from. I am Kevin Owiti. Welcome to today's broadcast, and these are our highlights. The third wave of the coronavirus, the effects of coronavirus, the statistics of coronavirus, the preventive measures of COVID-19. Now, coronavirus is a type of virus. There are many different kinds, and some cause disease. A newly identified coronavirus, SARS-CoV-2, has caused a worldwide pandemic of respiratory illness called the COVID-19. The first case of coronavirus was identified in 2019 of December in Wuhan, China, and later hit Kenya in March of 2020. Up to date, we have a total of 116,000 recorded cases, 89,061 recoveries, and 1,937 deaths recorded. Kenya reported a third wave hit of the coronavirus in early March 2021, with numbers increasing at a very high rate. The second wave, which was rather better managed after learning from our mistakes during the first wave, lasted from late July 2020 to late January this year, 2021. Dr. Andrew Gashie, the Chief Medical Officer at the Nairobi West Hospital, said by mid-February 2021, the wards were empty and only 2 patients were in the intensive care unit. However, he said by the end of February, they started noticing that the numbers were going up, as at March 9th, 2021, more than 40 patients had been admitted within only 2 weeks. Kenyatta National Hospital has further discovered that other than the common fever, the dry cough, the shortness of breath, and loss of sense of smell and taste, some rare symptoms like diarrhea, vomiting, headache, and occasional skin rashes and a discoloration of fingers and toes are being recorded. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back shortly after this commercial break.
Dear Sweet Scott, manze, I keep losing my airtime through bundles, just renewing kila siku even when I don't need any.
Abwagable, you now have the choice to decide whether your data bundle should keep renewing or whether you just want to buy the bundle as a one-off. You can also choose to stop an auto-renewing bundle at any time by selecting the Buy Once option. Dial *544# to choose your bundle and get started. Take control of your data.
Log on to safaricom.co.ke/SwiftSquad today to find out more about how you can take control of your data.
Go Ahead is believing to make each day a brighter day.
Unapotembea kubali ndoto zako.
It is showing everyone that we can all be heroes.
Usiwe na hofu, usiwe na shaka moyoni. Kukuja pamoja ni mwanzo.
It's those small acts that go a long way. Go Ahead is our determination to rise. Going Ahead is our courage to do something new. It is our faith to start all over again. Go Ahead is never giving up in the face of adversity. It means growing our own. It is making the most of what we have. Going Ahead is us changing our communities. It is supporting each other where we can. To go ahead. Now, that is the Kenyan spirit.
COVID-19 pandemic has led to a dramatic loss of human life worldwide and presents an unprecedented challenge to the public health, food, systems, and the world of work. The economic and social disruption caused by the pandemic is devastating. Tens of millions of people are at risk of falling into extreme poverty, while the number of undernourished people, currently estimated at nearly 690 million, could increase up to 132 million by the end of the year. Millions of enterprises face an existential threat. Nearly half of the world's 3.3 billion global workforce are at risk of losing their livelihoods. Informal economy workers are particularly vulnerable because the majority lack social protection and access to quality health care and have lost access to productive assets. Without the means to earn an income during lockdowns, many are unable to feed themselves and their families. For most, no income means no food, or at best, less food and less nutritious food. The pandemic has been affecting the entire food system and has laid bare its fragility. Border closures, trade restrictions, and confinement measures have been preventing farmers from accessing markets, including from buying inputs and selling their produce, and agricultural workers from harvesting crops, thus disrupting domestic and international food supply chains and reducing access to healthy, safe, and diverse diets. Ladies and gentlemen, don't touch that dial. We'll be back after this short commercial break.
Dear WhatsApp Willie, I'm in very few WhatsApp groups, lakini it's like it's taking all my data. It may not be about the number of groups you're in, but about the amount of media that they send. You can now choose which photos and videos you want to see by making sure auto-download isn't activated. Go to Settings section in your WhatsApp app, choose Data and Storage Usage, where you will find the Media Auto-Download option. Next, select when using mobile data and switch it to no media. Quisha. Also, you can now enable low data usage for your WhatsApp calls. Log on to safaricom.co.ke/SwiftSquad today to find out more about how you can take control of your data.
As of March 19, 2021, there are over 122 million global cases of COVID-19. Almost 99 million people have recovered from this disease, while there has been around 2.7 million deaths. The United States, India, Brazil have been among the countries hardest hit by the pandemic. Kenya confirms the third wave of COVID-19. The positivity rate is up to 14% since November last year. The Africa CDC, reported a 13% average increase in deaths for Kenya for this week's COVID-19 epidemiology update. Several COVID-19 vaccines have now been approved and are being used around the world. Immunization programs have started in many countries with health workers, the elderly, and those most at risk receiving their first doses. However, there are fears that many poorer countries will not be able to obtain vital doses as wealthier countries have secured large quantities of the vaccines. So now you're probably asking yourself, how do I prevent myself from getting the COVID-19? So it's simple. You can clean your hands often using soap and water or an alcohol-based hand rub. You can also maintain a safe distance from anyone who is coughing or sneezing. Wear a mask when physical distancing is not possible. Don't touch your eyes, nose, or mouth. Cover your nose and mouth with your bent elbow or tissue when you cough or sneeze. Stay home if you feel unwell. And if you have a fever, cough, and difficulty in breathing, seek medical attention. Avoid crowds and poorly ventilated spaces. Clean and disinfect surfaces used daily like tables, light switches, doorknobs, keyboards, and sinks, among others. Also, monitor your health daily. If you have any symptoms of the virus, seek medical attention. You should get the COVID-19 vaccine when it is available to you. Once one is fully vaccinated, they can be able to do the things they had stopped doing when the pandemic began. Ladies and gentlemen, I have been your host, Kevin Owiti. Thank you so much for tuning in. Catch us here, same place, same time next week. Remember, stay safe.